What a cool fade in.
What a cool fade in.
It's a cool fade in, you guys.
Oh,
What episode is
Isaac's
this?
talking about science.
92.
Yeah. We're
92
almost
bottles
there.
of beer on the wall. 92 bottles of beer. Take one
episode
down. Pass it to
Pass
your
it to
friends
your
and tell everybody
friends.
that you know so they can make some money off their show.
93 bottles of
Episodes
beer.
of pop culture on the radio.
We're terrible.
And we wonder why people don't listen to the
Right?
show. But
Probably
for those
'cause
of you
I'm
that
singing.
for those
that's
of you that
why.
are listening, we love you and appreciate you.
It's true.
And we
do.
can't believe you made it to 92 episodes.
I'm Misty.
And I'm Ike.
For the next 15 minutes,
We're going to debate pop culture.
my background's in music.
My background's in film,
I know the topics beforehand.
and I don't.
We check the internet for the facts.
And ruin it with opinions.
From pop rocks in your lunchbox.
To Happy Meal toys and Swatch clocks.
I didn't think we would make it to 92 there for some time.
I always knew we would make it to at least 100.
I wondered. There were days that I went, I don't know, man.
Well, don't tell the crew that. The whole crowd. Don't
Why? It's being very honest about two people trapped in a bunker for 6 months. Why lie about it?
We should call this the Quarantine Chronicles or something like that. Hey, everybody.
Shut up.
Okay.
All right. So,
See you next Tuesday, everybody.
whoa, I think you just called me a
Count.
cute.
I ate his liver with a nice Chianti.
We're having Mafia Week. We're talking about like
I just vaped on camera for the first time.
you did. It's
That's
weird.
gross.
Oh God! I watched somebody the other day stop in a parking lot, get out of their car, walk to like an empty parking space, and stand there and vape giant clouds of vape, and then hack, and then get back into their car and drive away.
I can't
It's
stand.
very weird.
That was my first aversion to vaping in the first place because most vapors are assholes.
Yeah.
And
douchey.
Back in the day, years and years ago, when there was this thing called concerts, maybe you've heard of them.
Think so.
You could look out on an arena before a show and just see plumes and plumes
yeah.
of vape coming out into the air. It was gross.
It's gross.
But at
like,
least
I
you
don't want
get...
your honeydew melon bomb blasting in my face.
Shout out Ryan Sickler.
Like,
His podcast is called The Honeydew.
oh, okay.
I took a picture of it when I was in Ohio and I texted him.
Okay.
It was a low-key brag about knowing Ryan Sickler.
I don't know who Ryan Sickler is.
Oh, okay.
I live in a different world. That's what makes the show interesting.
That's right. What world are we living in today?
Mafia.
Mafia part deux.
De.
All right, meow.
De two.
De trois.
De trois. So.
French for an Italian theme.
Yeah, right? I'm like, what just happened? Those words don't even make sense. Anyways. So we're going to talk about one thing about the mafia that's kind of like, it's mafia adjacent.
Okay, is it mafia movie stuff or is it real mafia stuff?
No, it's kind of, adjacent to real mafia stuff.
Okay, I like it.
The Rat Pack.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the Rat Pack because obviously, like, I don't want to get too far into it because we have some special things planned for that other thing.
The Vegas Mafia week.
Yeah. So Vegas, though, was very heavily mafia influenced. And the Rat Pack was a big part of that casino mafia world.
Mm-hmm.
So today I just want to kind of dive in. And what I really want to do is battle with you over who was the coolest member of the Rat Pack.
Well, I hope we agree because...
I hope so,
if
too. Do you know who the actual members
just
were?
from looking at this picture, I know 3 out of 5.
So you know...
So I know Frank Sinatra.
Sammy Davis Jr. And Dean Martin.
Dean Martin. And then the other 2 guys are like...
Peter Lawford and
Yep.
Joey Bishop.
I would have never gotten those 2.
Yeah.
Oh, except I'm looking at a picture that they're standing in front of a marquee and their names are written behind them.
Bless your heart.
I'm not so smart, Mama. Oh my
You
God.
just went all the way Forrest Gump.
I went all the way back to North Carolina.
You went Forrest Gump. So basically the Rat Pack started, they were all friends of Humphrey Bogart.
Interesting.
Who Humphrey Bogart was kind of synonymous with women and booze.
Marilyn
and
Monroe.
clubs.
Yeah.
And so they all hung out together and partied together. But they also all worked on one another's albums and movie sets and stages. There were a whole lot of people that were kind of adjacent to their Rat Pack. They were almost members, but not quite.
Right.
There were ladies that they all shared.
Interesting.
And mobsters that had ties to the group that kind of added to all the stories around it.
Okay.
So basically, the Holmby Hills Rat Pack, as it became known, formed in the 1940s. And it was a group centered around Bogart. Sinatra was at that time the most esteemed member of the group. Bogey's wife, Lauren Bacall, actress Judy Garland. They were all kind of members. And Bogart actually took Sinatra under his wing to try and help him deal with his sudden fame. Yeah. They spent a lot of time here in Los Angeles, and they also migrated back and forth to Las Vegas for very special nights out.
And don't forget Palm Springs.
No, do not forget Palm Springs. That came later in life, though.
There's a private golf course that's now public that I have filmed at, and it used to be like super exclusive. And it's freaking awesome.
I bet.
They used to stand on the bar and entertain each other.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of how I envision like us, like back in the day with all the dudes.
All the guys?
Yeah. Like you guys just swinging your weenies being dumb. I don't mean that like actually literally. I mean that like figuratively.
Right. I mean, there were some instances where weenies were swung.
Yes.
But
Indeed.
we were no Rat Pack, that's for sure.
I don't know. We were pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So Lauren Bacall is actually the one that gave them their name.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She met Humphrey Bogart on the set of To Have and Have Not, and they became very quickly romantically involved. He was 25 years older than her and already married, but he divorced his wife and married her.
Interesting.
And she became kind of the den mother of the group, which is like the me. And as the story goes, she came and said, "You guys look like a goddamn Rat Pack."
Oh.
And that's how they got their name.
Just like Motley Crue.
Right?
Here's a picture of the Indian, what's it called? Indian golf course in Palm Springs? Indian Canyons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is really funny. A lot of people don't realize this because they thought it was very informal. It wasn't. They designed a coat of arms, established a motto, which was never rat on a rat, and
That's
kind of
pretty good.
modeled their entire bohemian lifestyle around, like they bought their houses and things like that around with plans with the other guys to where it would be, oh, well, you own this house out in Palm Springs and I'm going to buy this one in Vegas. So they would always have places for the group to be.
Oh, so it wasn't like, I'm getting this for me, you got to get one of your own. Like,
No.
hey, if I'm not in Palm Springs, take the Palm Springs house.
Right.
You go here. Oh, cool.
Yeah. Isn't that great?
Now, what would happen if they were all in the same city? They just all
I
stay in
think
the
they
same house?
they were pretty big houses, so I think they would all stay in the same house.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that that's the way my crew would turn out. But it turns out just one of us is buying houses everywhere. I guess that counts.
I think you're not done yet.
Oh, right. We're not done yet.
I think you need to just have a little patience.
Well, how old were they at the height of their fame? Let's find out.
I would say in their 60s for most of them at the height of their fame.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I thought they were like 30s and 40s, just like living
I
it
would
up.
say like maybe 50s.
They were rock stars.
Yeah, but they were older when they got popular. Like, if you think about it, like I said, Humphrey Bogart was 25 years older than Lauren Bacall when they met. And they formed the Rat Pack after that.
Let's find out. All right, in the early 60s version, the group included give me the ages of the...
Okay, well, here, you can look this up. So Humphrey Bogart passed in 1957, and the Rat Pack fell by the wayside.
In 57.
In 1957.
Okay.
So look up how old Sinatra was in 1957.
I can tell you, he was born in 1915.
So he was 42 years old?
Something like that. Let's get the calc out. 57. Wait, 57 minus 15. He was 42.
42.
That's what you said.
I mathed good.
Yeah. 42 is about right.
So kind of like the Rat Pack like fell apart at that point.
So they had already been a Rat Pack for how long?
I don't think that long.
So then maybe there was like 5 solid years of the Rat Pack
Well, here's the thing. It came back.
in the 70s.
So just let me get into it, not explain it.
I like to jump the gun.
I know. So Bogey passed away in 57, and they
Bogey.
kind of split.
Mhm.
And then Sinatra got really sad
Aw.
and missed having those man friendships because
Manships.
his women ships didn't go that well.
He wasn't good at the women.
He scored the women. He just couldn't keep the women.
Yeah.
And so he missed all of his friends and sought to kind of recreate that. And so that's when he actually reached out and started the proper Rat Pack with Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, and Sammy Davis Jr. So the Rat Pack that began all of this is not the Rat Pack that we look at. So that's why in my head, I'm like, it was when they were older.
Oh, it was a pre-pack.
Because there was a pre-pack. Which was
Or
Bogey,
pre-rat.
Sinatra, and a couple of people. But the
Yeah.
ones that we look at now with Dean Martin and Sammy Davis, that was later in life.
Interesting.
Yeah. So Dean Martin had split, like he had like a comedy partnership with Jerry Lewis, and they had kind of ended that.
Right.
And at that point, Dean Martin was also desperately looking for a new friend and a new person to be around. And so he took to Sinatra's invitation to come and bro down with him very quickly. And then Frank Sinatra also was super like enamored with Sammy Davis Jr. because he was a dancer. And that was the one thing Sinatra couldn't do. Sinatra could sing. He wasn't a dancer. So he brought Sammy Davis Jr. into the fold. Joey Bishop was a comedian, and Peter Lawford was a British actor. So that's the original 5. And they actually did not call themselves the Rat Pack. They called themselves the Clan, which Sinatra absolutely hated after it became a thing because of the connotation. He wanted nothing to do with that, especially with Sammy Davis Jr. being a part of them.
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So they actually then ended up starting to refer to themselves as the Summit, and Sinatra became known as chairman of the board.
That's funny.
Yep.
Interesting. I'm trying to figure out if I'm on the same thing as you. Huh. Did you know that they, amazingly, a member of the Rat Pack is behind the name of Scooby-Doo?
No, tell me.
The cowardly cartoon Great Dane was named when his creator, Iwo Takamoto, listened to Sinatra's hit song Strangers in the Night. Takamoto listened to Sinatra scatting, which came out sounding like Doobie Doobie Doo,
Scooby Dooby
and
Doo.
decided that he
Where are you?
finally had a name for his character.
I love that.
That's pretty cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah. That's just basically
I love that.
somebody in another country going like,
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
I need a name for this guy.
It's like, American conversational English. Doobie Doobie Doo.
Doobie, Scooby, Doobie.
I love that.
I forgot. That's really funny.
The women that hung out with the Rat Pack, they called themselves the Rat Pack mascots.
Wow.
Yeah, like today in my mind, I'm like, oh God, that's like so gross and offensive. But like back then, you know, like Dean Martin had a long relationship with Shirley MacLaine and Angie Dickinson, and then of course there was still Laura Bacall, and yeah, they called themselves, they considered themselves mascots instead of one of the boys.
Do you know the movie Ocean's 11?
I'm familiar. I may have watched it once, twice, or a million trillion times.
Have you seen the original? It's a reboot.
I have, yeah.
The original Rat Pack.
The original is incredible.
It's super good.
It's real good.
Yeah.
Real good.
I
And
almost like it better.
You know what? I would say that I liked them equal because it was so good. And then seeing, the new one, I'm like, they did such a great job casting those people in those roles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not exactly the same, but they are
ain't
the
far
modern
off.
day those people.
Yeah.
You've got that little rat pack of George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, those that hang out and give each other $1 million for investing in a tequila company just because. Did you read that story a few weeks ago?
No. I mean, I know George Clooney has a tequila company.
He sold it.
For $500 billion or something.
Right. He sold it. And when he did that, wait, it wasn't you that was telling me? No, it wasn't. Okay. So when he sold it, he obviously paid out people that had invested in it, but he also just wanted, for some reason, to give a bunch of his friends $1 million each. And so there is actually, this is really weird. There's somewhere here in Los Angeles that what you do essentially is you rent, basically it looks like a flower delivery van.
Mm-hmm.
And it pulls into this elevator that goes down into a bank basement because he wanted it in cash, because he thought that would be funny to surprise his friends with $1 million in cash.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I think, 13 of his friends. And so it takes you down into the basement of this bank, and they load the $1 million in cash into the back of this flower delivery van, and those deliveries got delivered all over Los Angeles to his 13 friends that he gave $1 million each to.
Wow. Can you imagine
Super
being
cool.
like, Mr. Clooney has a delivery for you?
Right? Well, and that's kind of what it was.
And
they
what a
would show
pain
up
in the
and be
ass it would be to go take that back to the bank and deposit it.
Really? Because it's a duffel bag. I've seen it before.
You don't think it would fill up the whole van?
$1 million? And if it's ones, sure. Hundreds doesn't. It fills up a duffel bag.
Really?
Yes.
I'm going to Google that. I want to see what $1 million in a duffel
Okay.
bag looks like. What does $1 million look like? In hundreds.
In a bag.
In hundreds.
In a bag.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
That,
You did not believe me, did you? Even though I can tell you that
it would actually fit in a briefcase.
I have done it.
Whoa.
I have done it leaving Las Vegas with an artist back
very
to
small.
Los Angeles.
How tall is $1 million in $100? The height of a stack of $1,001 bills, wow, measures 4.3 inches. So $1 million is only...
No, it's taller than that.
That's what it says. 1,000... Oh, wait, hold on.
No.
I'm reading this wrong. Hold on.
I can tell you it was a Louis Vuitton duffel bag that was about this long and about this tall, and it was full of stacks of $100 bills, and it equaled out to $1 million. I promise.
Sorry.
I don't forget an occasion like that that's happened.
No, and I wouldn't imagine that you would. But the height of a stack of $1,001 bills is 4.3
yeah,
inches.
that would
right?
make sense.
The height of a stack of $1 million $1 bills measures 4,300 inches or 358 feet.
Ooh, that's tall.
About the height of a 30 to 35 story building.
Yeah.
The height of a stack of $100 million $1 bills is 6.79 miles.
What?
Just trying to figure out how many what it looks like to fit $1 million in a bag.
Then look up $1 million in a bag instead of trying to quantify how tall a fucking stack is. It's a couple stories of a building. It's a really tall building.
It's really not impressive.
It's really not. It's not nearly as impressive as you would want it to be.
No, because
But it's like
$100
doable.
$100 bills is a stack. It's
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it's really not as impressive as what you think.
It's maybe half an inch.
Yeah. I
And then you only need
distinctly remember walking in and being like, oh,
yeah.
okay, that's weird and
You
makes
only
me
need
kind of
100
sad.
of those.
Yeah. It's not what you think it would be.
Wow. There's various pictures of different formulas of $1 million in various briefcases. And I'm like, ugh,
Yeah.
I can do this off air.
Yeah, you really could.
I'm so disappointed now. This person made a couch out of $1 trillion. All right. Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope you guys go out and get your $1 million. I'm going to go stare at this for the rest of the day.
I don't know why you would do that.
It fascinates me.
Make yourself sad.
I'm not sad. This is what I have the space that I need to clear out in my closet.
Okay, fair.
I'm making room.
When that happens, I was like, I'm gonna buy you a special duffel bag. You know that, right?
Eventually, we'll just be giving each other millions of dollars anyway.
I hope so. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I would like my first $1 million from this show to come from you in a duffel bag.
I would like the same.
But not in Vegas.
No. Can I pick what kind of duffel bag it comes in?
I don't care. It could come in a balloon. I don't care.
I would like you to deliver it to me in a leather Prada bag, very similar to that brown Weekender Prada bag.
Oh, of course. I thought I was.
I would like to have like something that matches that for when I travel.
Right, so no one knows if you got $1 million on you or not.
Right, or it's just all of my beauty products.
We gotta go.
Okay, bye.
Bye.